Hello future tech leaders, I am Sindhuja. Based on my own experience, I know that learning the right skills can shape our future. What if I say learning was as thrilled as the tech world itself? There we go. A cloud foundation, that's exactly what you will experience. From day one, you will be immersed in the interactive sessions and expert-led courses that covers most of the widely used technologies in the zone of data science to cloud computing, which brings more light to the life of a techie. I'm so excited to help you and unlock the true potential of a technology. Well, then why to wait? Let's see what it unfolds.
Next is Editable Detail View. Similarly, if you want to make it editable, then how do we do that? Let me open the same detail view. The detail view which we created for non-editable. Actually, I'll tell you what is the difference. Just give me a second. I need to create a new detail view because that was in some other repository. I was telling that suppose this is the detail view, right? We don't see any edit button here. Right. We don't see any edit button here, but where we are referencing this detail view B contact summary DV. I'll copy this AB contact summary DV and I'll do Ctrl Shift F to see where I'm referencing this DV. We are referencing it in some screen. Contact. That screen is containing the edit buttons, right? That's why this detail view became editable. But suppose if that screen itself doesn't contain any edit buttons, then you can see here. This is the summary CV. I need to again check where we are calling the summary CV. Ctrl Shift F. AB contact summary CV. Summary CV pent is summary DV. Oh, summary screen. We have. You can see the parent. We have reached the topmost hierarchy of the PCF file, the page. You can see there are edit buttons on the page level. Suppose, let's say, there are no edit buttons on the page level. Then what happens? What I will do is I'll try to disable this particular toolbar. When I'm creating a new DV and I'm referencing it to this page, automatically my DV is becoming editable. But let's suppose my parent PCF file is also not editable, does not contain any edit button. Then in that case what happens? In that it won't be able to edit, right? But if you want to make your detail view editable, then how you will make it editable? How you can add the tool, this particular toolbar. The main reason why we are talking about this topic is we want to see how to add this toolbar, edit toolbar. What we'll do is we'll create a detail view. I think we can refer already present detail view. Let's see if we can pick anything which is already there. Or we can create a new one as well. Let me create a new detail view for referencing purposes. I'll call it as AV contact. Person. Editable. I just wanted to show you the editable property. I'll create this, then I will use text input. And then I have to give the label. I'll get the required variables. Contact. Com. I'll just give the and maybe contact dot. I'll give some string. I'll give the name. I'll get editable. My detail view is ready. Am I missing something here? And get editable. My detail is ready. I want to make it editable, right? First what I will do, I will reference it to a page. I will reference it to this page. What I have to do is I have to give panel ref. I'll see where is the space. I'll put it here. At the down panel ref. This panel ref, I'll define the definition. We have to give an AV contact. I have to give the object name here, right? The AV contact. My panel ref is done. No, this is not my file name. My file name is AV contact new person editable. This is the contact. New person. ADTB. Panel ref has same ID. Just let me check. Some error has come up. Panel ref has same ID. Has panel ref on AV contact. New person editable DB. I have done some mistake. What I will do is I'll delete it. I'll delete this panel. No, it's fine. You can see my editable DB came here. Now, if I want to add the toolbar, to add the edit buttons, right, I have to add the toolbar first, and toolbar is added on top of the panel ref. I have to add the toolbar on panel ref. And then I need to add the edit buttons. That's it. Now my only this portion is editable now. And I need to make this editable as true. For that particular PCF file which I am referencing. And this also editable as true. PCF page also editable too, and widgets also editable too. Now you can see that this edit button is disabled. Would be disabled as I have disabled it. And its something will appear here. Editable name field would be appearing here. Let me do Alt Shift L. You can see here, edit button is not present, right? It's gone. I can edit only this editable name. You can edit it. Editable name. I can mark anything, and this is the parent container, right? If we have any one toolbar also right in this particular place, it will make the whole thing editable. That's the problem actually. Like this is the parent right. We have made the child editable. We have edited in panel ref. You can see here in this complete section in the screen. There was a panel ref and a toolbar edit correct. Here also there is a panel ref and toolbar edit. That's why it has made the complete page editable. But we can't if you want to make complete page uneditable, right? What we have to do is for one by one, we may have to go to the field. What we have to do is like suppose these fields are there, right? You assigned user date of death, all these fields. We have to make it as editable as false. Then only this will work. You can see editable is true right here. Editable is true here. Sorry for this, it is false. That's why it is not coming editable here. For all these fields one by one, we need to make editable false. Then only it will appear for only this. Now you know how to create the edit buttons, how to connect your edit buttons with the toolbar. If you are creating a new PCF file, how you can add the update and cancel buttons correct. First step is you have to add the toolbar from the resources. And then on top of the toolbar, you have to add the edit buttons and it will be automatically linked. There is one more thing which I will not present anywhere. You can see this label property where I am hardcoding this string right everywhere. Hardcoding is not recommended in any application, right? We have to create a variable and then that variable we need to call. Right, why we are hard coding it here. Generally for this particular PCF files, right. And for the places where we just want to display a string, we create a display key. There is a display key concept in the guide bar. Display key. You can see there are many display keys present here. display key underscore es underscore fr. What are these files refers to? And there is display.properties. File is also there. Each file will refer to each language. I think the D is German. Es is something I don't know, but each file will represent maybe Spanish, but each file is represented a language. And if there is some language which is not listed here, then you could mention it in the display.properties file. It will act as a default. Suppose let me open the XSD. Let me create something. I will see. I'll have localization dot. This file is now, if suppose you are creating a new language, creating the display key properties file for a new language, right? What you have to do is first step is you have to define the localization. Like suppose we have a localization for US, localization for far with, wherein you will be defining your language. The language code is in underscore. US name is United States English. Type code is the code, only the language code. All these things, you can define it here in the localization tab. You can see in there is a JP Japanese for Japanese. You are using the code JA underscore JP. These are the out of the box. Generally in real-time project, right? These are already defined and out of the box languages are used because most of the clients are US clients. They will be using in underscore US. They won't be using any other language. I'm just showing you how it happens. Actually, in the back end, the guide. You can add a display key here. Suppose if you want, the display key will work like a variable. Suppose you want to add a new variable. And you have added the display key, right? Suppose this is the PCF file and editable name, right? This you want to include in the display key. What you have to do is the best practices. You will first mention the PCF file name like AB contact new person, editable detail DV. And after that will mention the field name. AB contact new person, editable DV. Let's add it in the default file. We'll define the piece structure of the PCF. PCFAB contact person. Person editable new person editable D. And then you will mention dot. Field name, editable name. And then you will get the variable name editable. That's it. You will copy this name and then you will paste it in the PCF file. To refer that you have to give display key.get and then your variable. Now you can see my error has been gone, right? If I might have done the display, key changes, dot properties changes right. I need to restart my server only if I load the application with the Alt-Shift key. It will not work. I have done the dot properties file changes also right. I need to restart my server to reflect that. In general, we don't use these hard-coded values. We'll just use this. You can see in everywhere it is mentioned like this only. You can see for each and every field display key on a day. You display key only for out of the box. Similarly, we have to do it for customizing, and not only PCF file display keys are used for. If you want to log something right, log some error right. There also, you don't want to hard code the logging message. You will add the display key for that. There is a log for j.xml file where we have to configure this, the log structure. There would be a root logger, and we can define the rolling file name of the log here. For this, let's suppose a daily file log is there, right? We have defined the rolling file daily file log. What I will do is I'll click on Alt-Shift key. I'll go to the Administration tab. It will take me to the Admin tab of that application. And it's generic for all the application, not only for training app. It's generic for CCB, CPC. Whatever, I'm showing all the concept. These are generic. You have to define the rolling file in this log4j j2x file, and here you can see that particular, and you can set the log level to debug info whatever you want. And then, like suppose daily log file is there, right? This rolling file, we have defined the file pattern, how the file will be saved. The file pattern is a blog.dmem by format. You can see here a blog.log dmem by format. It is rolling on daily basis. You can see in the root you have to define that appender which you have created right there. This is the appender. You have to call that appender here. That at first write like the main in Java. At first the main function will trigger write. Similarly, here in the application run, my root part is triggered from this log for this file, and then it will check the appenders. Accordingly, it will create the file. And suppose you want to create the logs in the application, right? We'll be talking about that just for now and show you how we are calling the loggers. You have different logger category right here. Suppose you can define the logger category and build on the logger category. You can paylog. You have this class paylogger category, right? You can create an object of this logger category giving the log type. And then you can add the logs using this dot, notation dot, info dot, like this. Suppose you want to create a bee. This logger category class is available with all the applications. And you have all these categories. Suppose you want to have an application log or address book log. You can define the application dot at the info level. Then you can refer the display key inside this. Here you can see they have hard-coded it, but ideally it should be display key. That's it I have in my plate. And finally, do not forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel.